Hello, everyone. We're into game 2 of the semifinals here. We've got Limos versus Cosmic Express. Cosmic Express going to be on team 1 now, I believe it is, for the ANS. That is consisting of Quiz, Highball, Calmia, and Toasty Medic. Dropping in team 2 for Limos, we're going to see Heaven Based, which is Herman, WZ Snipes, Xenophon of Athens, and then Hellcringe, which is Hunter. So I'm joined in the caster box here by ScapeGT.
Hello, all.
All right, so we're going to be trying to co-cast and go through these things. We had a lovely first game on Yukon that was going to be awarding a win to Team Limos. So currently, Cosmic Express facing Elimination in here. They're going to have to really pull it back now. They have swapped sides, and we'll see just what tools they brought to destroy each other. Let's take a look at deploys.
Look at this large cluster from Limos here by the DC side here. Looks like they're putting most of their assets there.
Looks like a bit of right side heaviness as well for the ANS side. Just both teams kind of favoring a right side rotate, but at the same time, Limos doing some stuff to see off that E point.
This is fairly standard for Honeycomb, honestly. ANS really does prefer the E side, where OSP likes the D side, but we will see what each team brings. There are scattered assets on each side on
obligatory cappers and Overwatch assets, sensors, that sort of thing. Still, we might see a 90-degree rotation as is common to Honeycomb. Typically, both teams going to rotate 90 degrees to the E point and D point respectively, then play it down the 3 lanes of the A, C, and B points and see where they go. Sometimes we get the head-on collisions, which is always fun when both teams just immediately smack into each other and then turn it into a bloodbath where you had to pick it up in like the next quarters. All right, just went on Calmia to click that button. I'll just reset my audio, make sure nothing's broken.
Wait 10 seconds. That works as well. Is playing the Cat Fleet on Cosmic, which
all right, what do we see on the drop? Looks like
I see a 450
Baxford. Yeah.
I see a 450 liner here with 100 mil sidearms.
I'll do the ANS run through quick, and then we'll look at the board. Then you can do OSP. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's see. Where are we starting off? Top of the list, we're going to see Calmia, the gun machine, 450 broadsider with rebounds on it. Probably rapid cradles. Yep, has rapid cradles. Nice stuff. Got one of those, and then 2 of them nearby, going for that 450 broadside gaming. Highball going to be running solo Axford here, 450 on the front, VLS2 on the back. Is that a Greedford? That is a Greedford. Mark 61 cheeks on that. Very nice. Okay. What's your backpack? Okay, knocking out some size 2, spread 6. Cool. Highball also going to be investing in 1 railstone and 2 railstones, operating a little bit dispersed there.
Ooh.
Nice stuff. Got a bullseye Pinard Corvette to facilitate a bit of that locking and spotting and stuff. Quiz comes in with the Cat Fleet. Got a classic Beamstone goalie here. Quick check on that. Yep, looks like that's going to head towards C point. They got themselves one of those gun bricks we saw in the first game. Going to be joined by another one. Okay. Ooh, this one's got Auroras and a VLS2. Nice way to counter some crap
this is the more typical loadout you see for these police frigs. One with guns, one with defense.
There's a little police pair in there. Spyglass on one, and then Parallax the other. Cool stuff. Okay, we're going to see a third frigate going down here towards, looks like the D side. Pinard, VLS. Oh, missiles on this thing. Okay, got some hybrids in there and Naganatas too. Cool stuff. Seeing a little gun capper going A point, gun capper going D point, naked capper going C point, and naked capper towards E point. Lastly, Toasty Medic coming with a triple carrier. Okay, hello. This is a build.
Peculiar.
Just pure triple variety of Santos on these. Okay.
One of them says that it's out of munitions for missiles. You seeing that?
Yeah,
too?
Looks like they may have just loaded or perhaps didn't remember to equip ammunition, question mark. Toasty Medic with a questionable build there, very expensive. Okay, let's take a look at the board state before we go over to OSP. A cap goes through for Quiz, and looks like B cap at the same time for Xeno. Hey, tell you what, Scape, why don't you tell me what the OSP's brought to the board right now?
OSP, well, Herman appears to have brought a 5-monitor swarm here, putting bombshells into the C point. Looks like they are, I think that's a pause fire, right?
Yep,
they have
that's
no tracks
looking like pause fire.
They are pause firing to perhaps warn off Quiz not to go to the point today.
Saw them actually make a little error there. They fired their shot and then set to weapons hold again. They've got the position fire expecting the rollout. They're trying to have this thing pre-aimed for when that shuttle, or Corvette rather, steps onto the point here. The smart play experience showing its way there.
Here, that Hunter is using 3 liners here. 2 of them are 250 broadside, and one of them is an obelisk with plasma. That is a very scary combo to be engaging at close range.
Ooh, yep, that's a nasty can opener.
Point here I have to stop reviewing the fleets really quick to see what's going on at Sea Point. Massive engagement here, as it looks like both teams have a lot of assets trying to contest here. We saw the beam from Quiz deny the Sea Point here. Quiz's cap ship in turn getting turned away by the bombshells. The monitors return fire on these police frigates here, which are putting fire into the shuttle on sea. And I have a feeling that sea is not going to be secured for a moment.
Doesn't look like it.
Snipes
They are trying to pause fire those frigates, actually, which is a fun little tech outside of sensor range. Yeah, couldn't quite see them.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyways.
Snipes has brought the fleet carrier. It's all Barracudas. Why would it not be? Yep. All of them are in pre-flight. Most of them are in pre-flight. All right. Well,
Snipes currently has some assets airborne.
That is true. We have Fencer Squadron is R1 Rocket Squadron. Perhaps it looks like they're trying to go over the police frigs, but that is a lot of distance to cross, and yeah, SDMs are out. Fencer is probably going to get turned back here, or turned to scrap. That works too.
That's going to be immediate splashes.
Already losing several craft. They are down to just 3. Yeah, Fencer, are they still committing? They are still committing. They're still going.
Gonna walk into those Auroras already hot and ready for them.
Jackal Squadron has found the other frigate, taking a lot of SDMs as well.
Showing the power of that
Squadron
BLS-2.
Fencer Squadron electing to turn back as to not lose the 3 remaining craft. Jackal has also been reduced to 3. They're still going. Those are more AMMs inbound on them.
A couple of those gonna run out of fuel there.
Right. Last but not least, Xenophon has the 450. Oh, it's a 450 liner dad cap fleet. So we got the 450 liner to anchor points here. It looks like they are sending it onto the E point here to contest it. Looks like they have these MMTs. These are MMTs. We have 1 of them, 2 of them, not 3 of them. What is this thing? This is a gun tug with no additional mounts. Okay. Interesting. Looks like they brought 2 of them.
A little way to add firepower if you want to go with your tugs. Kind of put them in formation, double the C-30. I kind of like it.
And they had 1 empty cap ship. They had 3 of them. 1 of them is dead on the C point. 2 of them remaining. 1 of them taking E is detected, and there is a lot of ANS assets there to destroy it.
So those assets might be a little occupied right now, as we're going to see Highball starting to get opened up on.
D point. Oh, Hunter is already in range of this first Axford.
Getting that broadside off there, and 250 is kind of scary when you're a Axford. You can take some of those hits pretty well and shrug them off, but still adds up.
Highball is bow on, so they're going to be bouncing most of the incoming shells. Rail's coming in to provide some fire support.
Rail's not going to do the most against those liners, but still a little bit can help. Wasp Plate eating a Naginata.
I thought those were missiles out on the liners. No, those are Naginatas out on the combat air patrol that was sent to protect the liners.
They can look over. Jackal Flight tried once again to go after Quiz.
Jackal got their missiles through.
Yeah.
Despite taking heavy losses, they do get the strike through. This thing has
Reactor
no
Bloom
restores.
incoming and no damage control team.
That is, that's a kill.
Technically so could scram that and survive. Question is, will they?
Scram it. The thing is, if they scram it, they're going to be pretty much mission
still got
killed.
That whiplash drive, though, so they can still get around. Yeah. So enough to step on a point. We'll see if that matters. Anyway, some fishtail missiles coming out here. Size 2 hybrids going towards the tugs on E side there. A little bit.
These were from the backpack of Highball's Axford, I believe, correct?
Looks like that, or it was Highball. Yeah, Highball had the backpack.
These are Command SAR H. No track on the ship they're firing at. Only a burn through track. Those are gonna miss.
And a miss. Jamming gonna do that away. E point is capped by the OSP. Worth noting, 8 point is capped by ANS, B point and E point are capped by OSP. No one has managed to step onto the C point or D point yet. Looks like Xenophon might be trying it now.
Empty ship is stepping onto the D point, though, although Quiz has played this this gun capper really wide and is using it as, looks like a defensive asset. It has been locked, though. I believe it's by this... No, it's not. What has locked you? Oh, MMT up above. That's what's
do it then, yep. So MMT to see off that defensive asset overextends a bit, trying to contest that point. So
also gunfire support from this strange gun tug as well, providing fire support. I want to know what the idea behind these gun tugs is.
I think it's just added
Because,
firepower. Size 3
is it-
hybrids coming out here towards D point, looking for that. These are expensive anti-tug munitions if I ever saw them. EO gonna find that shuttle and see it off before it gets that cap in a second.
Those are EO awake. Yeah, that's a dead capper.
I
D
think
point
it's
is
dead, Jim.
denied. However, I don't think that Quiz is gonna live here.
Yeah.
That MMT is going to mop up that ship pretty quickly here.
Speaking of mop up, Blackjack and Eagle Flight's airborne. They've got a bunch of bombs in their payload bay. A couple of them have some anti-craft munitions, though. Gonna clean up Fencer pretty handily. Look for something else on that side of the board.
It's like Blackjack is providing support for Eagle here, as Eagle's just a bombing squadron, perhaps
Well,
maybe
interception
going
and then
out on
bombing
the
subsequence.
tug.
Command
NMT
Seekers
gets
onto that.
Yep,
That's
that target
a
is
very
locked.
dead
Those
tug.
should hit. Yeah,
Or, Corvette.
that Corvette is not going to. Yeah, it's gone.
Good night, Sweet Prince. Does get
I
a
love
drive overload
MMTs.
coming in 2 minutes, so we'll watch that.
Eagle, though, has the bombs, are committing onto this this tugboat here. The tugboat's Pavis is an arc, might be able to.
Oh no, it's probably not set
defend.
to area. They're right on top of it. It's not
no,
going to
it's
shoot
not.
them.
It's not.
Bomb's going to find
Oh,
their way
no.
in.
Is it enough? It lives.
Snipes the rapid locker, which is not essential. Reinforced drive does survive, so we'll live to see another day.
Reinforced
For the moment.
drive in the big slot, absorbing all of the damage. Looks like Eagle Squadron, though, they still have bombs, though. If they circle back around, they can, they're on high burn. Looks like they're trying to get distance so they can circle back around and make sure that tug is dead.
It is worth noting,
By the
though, that
time they
tug
do that-
actually, hold on a second, that tug is undetected because the spyglass was killed earlier, so they have to swoop around and then get their tasking right with just local radar.
Eagle swapping back around. That's why they went out so far. But it looks like D Point's going to get capped before Eagle Squadron can get their bombs off. Yeah.
Bomb is going through.
They're going to get the kill. They're going to get the kill, but unfortunately for them, not soon enough to deny D. I think those are going to kill this tug.
Yep, there's the crippling as we expected still.
It took to the last one to actually kill it, and I got really surprised there for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to survive?
Does mean, though, OSP currently sits on a 3 cap, ANS holding only the 1. Frontline fight has kind of developed on the E point, but still, ANS playing it very far outside the map, kind of just relegating themselves to their deploy zone.
These Axfors are way wide. Hunter with the close range liners here in the middle of the map, very much discouraging ANS to do any pushes at all.
So I talked a little bit before about how teams will develop one side of the map, then kind of cut across that middle, trying to play 3 lanes. Hunter doing exactly that here, as we see they've just controlled this middle space, projecting a kind of no-go zone for 8 kilometers or so around them. ANS in turn forced into open space where they can dodge around and generally evade fire, but they need to find an angle to push into and commit their forces. Otherwise, they're just going to find themselves relegated to the outside of the map as OSP holds their 3 cap.
OSP also might be able to get C here. It looks like they're electing not to. They don't have a lot of assets up there other than the monitors and liners, and there is still that beam keystone overwatching the point from Quiz. That being said, though, if they can get a light asset onto the C point, it'll force the keystone to go out of cover to the monitors and liners to deny it.
Xeno does have tugs nearby, but might not want to be committing them, worried about potential beam coverage or missiles up there.
And I mean, honestly, if you're OSP at this point, you might as well just play defensive. You have the cap lead, you have the point lead. You're in a very advantageous position with ANS being pushed so far out of position wide on the E flank here. Until ANS makes a move, you're pretty safe to just kind of turtle and play defensive.
Bold Flight looking to find Eagle near the A point here. He's going to be a bit of a awkward fighter engaged as they quickly unmask around a rock. Bunch of missiles getting wasted. Quiz has a gun capper nearby to help, but 14 Barracudas versus 6 Tantos. My money's on the Barracudas.
These are 20 mil, 35 Flechette. They should be able to clean up the outnumbered Eagle Squadron. Although that being said, Eagle Squadron maneuvering on high burn around this rock, deciding not to commit, trying to stay in cover as much as possible. It should also be
give him the runaround, but gotta be found out here.
Eagle is the returning bomber squadron, so they do not have many anti-craft things at all other than the 20mm gun. Yeah, they're just gonna get picked apart by Bolt. Fire support from the shuttle is not the shuttle. The Sprinter
does
is definitely
pick off
helping,
one. Fencer Flight, though, gonna say something about this coil gun and 35mm gun pods. You don't see those very often.
That's certainly a decision. Normally you just see missiles on Tontos, but Yeah, Bolt. It looks like Bolt has Bolt has detected Fencer and is electing to leave.
Yeah, they got their pickups. They're gonna try and stay with them. Eagle Flight in pursuit though, getting some splashes
Eagle has
here.
20 mil. As long as Bolt doesn't engage Eagle, Eagle can just fire at will with the 20 mil.
Bolt retreats back, does some things. Quiz moving their police pair from the C point over here onto the D side, trying to develop that avenue.
Oh, but Bolt turns around. Bolt turns around. Splashes Eagle. Looks like they're trying to clean up Eagle so they can... Yeah. They're committing on Defensor Squadron.
So Coil Toes square off against like 20 mil and 35 mil in close quarters here. Even split so far as both teams just tearing each other apart in the skies. Fencer down to 9, Bolt
OSP,
to 11.
Advantage OSP. Fencer losing a lot of craft really quickly there.
Bolt has that strength in those close quarters brawls with the 35 mil and the 20 mil just holding down the trigger versus Fencer kind of on the joust.
Razorback appears to be diving from the front. No, Razorback is getting engaged by... That is a lot of Barracudas here.
Oh yeah, Hot Rod and Jackal 18. Top of the map. 18 and was it 14 at first. Jackal has bombs, which is going to hurt their maneuverability a little bit, and they're stuck in the dogfight. Wanted to go for that push. Quiz with the Aurora Frag got to be cooking away at this blob as well.
Bolt Squadron finishes up. They have killed the entirety of, I think that was Fencer Squadron down there, as Blackjack starts taking heavy losses from Jackal and Hot Rod. Jackal is bombs. They're going for the police frigs.
Bombs are away, going to be finding rockets as well. That is a strike and a half right there.
Rockets to stun and bombs to finish. Jackal is going to make short work of this poor frigate here.
Aurora Frig
electing
is
to go. Oh nope, Jackal pulls back, not dropping their bombs.
Sweeping the last of the skies. There we go.
The bombs are not authorized.
Probably just trying to finagle. Don't need to overkill anything like that. So we'll see if they go for any other run or not.
That was a lot of Tonto losses from ANS here, although they still have a lot of squadrons up in the back of the map here.
Decap attempt is tried, but Heaven-based, aka Herman, on the quick approach to that, going to be firing their T-30s with 100 mil. Going to see the immediate thruster knockout on that Sprinter, as is tradition. I swear you look at this thing and it breaks.
It's a hitbox twice the size of the rest of the ship for some reason.
Yeah.
So you take one bullet and it dies.
Yeah. So we're gonna see that quickly enough.
The rest of the ship won't be far behind, unfortunately, for Quiz with how much 100 mil there is.
Gonna see once again frontline fleet able to sweep out their cap fleet.
I think it's gonna swing off the point here. Yeah, it is.
Just drifting. It is not under command. No, it does still have the aux
active. It's under aux steering.
Raider.
It looks like they're trying to. It looks like they're trying to get it out of there and keep it alive rather than committing to the point.
So in the meantime, while all this has happened, the front line has existed over on the E point. Looks like Xenophon has been using their 450 on whatever they can get close to. Highball and Kelmy in turn firing their 450 and a couple of these 100 mil rounds, kind of finding some of the tugs, doing a little bit of work there. Still, E point has not been capped. Singular liner just providing overwatch with these tugs, going to be doing pretty well there.
That liner is also pretty nestled behind cover from all of the Axfords. Although one of them, that being said, one of them looks like it's diving low. There is a track on the liner. Not sure how good the quality is, but the gun machine down low does have a solution.
Parallax on that.
Oh, we have a massive furball. Massive furball.
Oh, holy yes, of the Santos coming airborne now as we see them diving on Barracudas.
It should be noted that this engagement is happening within the point defense range of Hunter's liners here.
True.
Although these liners...
Oh no, they're running away. Hot Rod getting splashed and Bolt as well, diving out of the safety zone. Immediately just going to get swept as the Tantos take the lead and Lanchester's Laws kicks in. Yep, snowball to victory.
Oof.
So that's a lot of the planes gone.
These Tantos have bombs. They're going for the liners.
Yep, here they come. Got to be finding out on one of them.
Out on one of the liners here, landing a couple hits.
Yeah. Toxic Mama taking some damage there.
Structure broken. Yep, the first liner is structure broken. More bombs go out. Looks like some on the obelisk.
Sunk Moose, the plasma liner, they're getting shot a little.
Hot Rod and Bolt still exist. They're still in the area trying their best to clean up some of these craft here. Looks like they're doing a pretty good job at shooting down the bombs. Hunter, the liner's colliding, knocking the guns off of target.
Hang on, something I'm just looking at here. I think the Hunter might have played this a little too greedily. I don't see any point defense on those liners. That's sacrifices made to get triple,
No, it's all 100 mil sidearms, isn't it? Yeah.
Fulcrum Flight, though, is getting cleaned up. The last stragglers of the fighters Gonna be mostly deplaning the ANS in turn for this. What started as a great fight now turning into a poor
massive losses from Hot Rod and Bolt, although, yeah, that's... ANS cannot be afforded to be losing that many craft at this point after losing so many in the other engagement at D.
Medic still has a couple of fighter craft they're getting off the deck, but still, big losses on both sides. There's just a furball pretty much like clears the skies in both regards. They have to quickly stop and reset. Bomba flight, here we go. Look at this rocket strike going onto Oxide from Highball there. R1's not going to get through the armor, but
that's a hell bomb. That's a hell bomb strike. Those have KBU-22s as a follow-up.
See if they get the follow-up strike on it or not.
Some of the craft. Point defense is on from the Axford. Yeah. It's able to clean up some of these. It does not
Lone Defender.
It does not have any flak. Those bombs, looks like some of them are going to get through.
Consequences of Greedford. Couple bombs get through. Knocks out the top gun. Not the worst damage, honestly. Is recoverable.
That Axford is fine, all things considered. ECAP is being secured by ANS here. They've put the lock vet on the E point to secure it. The monitor that was, the liner that was trying to deny it is still behind this rock here, unable to get out.
Looks like it was trying to focus its fire onto maybe following up on that bomb strike. Instead, it's going to be in the wrong position here for that.
ANS is going to get the cap here.
Worth noting over on D side, ANS mostly getting swept on their cap plate. Quiz down to just their wounded Spyglass Sprig, which
very much bled of assets.
There is a fire on that Spyglass Sprig that will eventually burn it down, and then Quiz has just got a singular naked capper, so...
Hunter pushes one of their liners out with its guns facing in the wrong direction.
Yep. Looks like trying to get that angling and just not quite having it might be a formation issue there.
Luckily for Hunter, only one of the Axfords is in firing arc of the liner, and it's the one that just had its top gun removed, so...
Fair enough.
Although that being said, I think a couple of the other Axfords are running around the corner here. Yep.
Missing power. What the hell? Interesting. Take a look at
Toasty still has
missing power. Weird. Yeah, Toasty does have a couple of planes, like you were gonna say. There's not that much left in their banks though for a triple carrier like that.
Oh, the Axford's powered down. It lost one of its micro reactors.
Ah, that's what was doing it. Yeah, that's the one. Good spot. Wondering about that.
It does have the restores to bring it back, and it is doing so, so it should be fine. ANS does manage to take it to a even cap here, although with the lead that OSP has. Yeah,
250 points,
Herman
give or take
is committing one of the monitors to C point. The beamstone that was guarding the C point looks like it pushed out behind cover and just got obliterated by the liners.
Yep, that's the risk you get. Again, that 8-kilometer death range for that 250. If you're a slower, slightly larger target like those destroyers, very squishy, especially against HE rounds in the 200. Heck, just HE rounds, period, against destroyers. Herman walks onto the point here, uncontested, able to commit singular asset and try and get that third cap going. So
that monitors, should have no problem taking the point there. There is nothing that ANS has up there to stop that from happening.
All right.
And it looks
Hot
like
Rod Flight over here has a lot of bombs on the E point side. Might be trying to sweep into Xenophon's Volker behind this. They know that there's not that much nearby as they've cleaned up a lot of the right side of the map here. 36 KB-15s and 18 KB-22s. Does Xeno have point defense? Let's find out. They have two Pavises. One of them is inactive due to getting shot up. Kalmia moving into position with the Brain Bullet to immediately follow up on a bomb strike here as we see Toasty go over the top. Going to be committing their attack order now. Well, flak rounds coming out, but they're trying to go for this hell bombing.
No actual proper point defense on this liner.
Nothing in arc, anyways.
Pretty common, but I don't think they had enough run up. Hot Rod Squadron, Hot Rod Squadron pulling back.
That's unfortunate.
AMM's out.
Ahoy.
Splash 4 by the looks of it.
Yep. There goes the Pavis starting to kick on there for a second, just trying to get itself into arc. But
it did have a Pavis, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just on the nose out of arc, unfortunately. That's the issue.
I see.
Had another one just that was somewhere.
Hot Rod diving in. Yeah, it looks like they're diving it at an angle that is out of arc of that Pavis. Nope, the Pavis just has arc. I do not think it's going to be able to splash enough
bomb. Let's see if they get it. They should have the run up. There's the release. Okay. Couple of them out. Couple others not quite getting it. Still, that's enough bombs going to be getting through here. There you go. Good damage dealt here. A bunch of that into the structure. Not broken yet, but still damaged.
A lot of them hitting the like communications array that has no hitbox on the liner.
Ooh,
doing
yeah,
no
big
damage.
crane and tower on the back of that thing.
Yeah,
so.
absorbing the damage.
Okay,
love to see it.
C-point
Tank
swing
is alive and
over,
well.
a couple size 2 hybrids. These fishtails coming out, going after the tiny dandy monitor here.
User command SAR H. There is no illuminators out, and this monitor is not locked. I do not. Oh,
whoop! A little bit of
hit.
Interesting there. Takes out the belly
hits.
gun,
Take
but
out the plasma
fine
cannon,
otherwise.
But restores on that monitor, not a problem. They can just restore it.
Down to the 8-point, though, we're going to see Xenophon going to be moving their way onto that. Again, ANS losing their Kappa presence here and a lot of their screening to go with it. Axfords are developing that E side, trying to punish Xenophon over there, but at the same time, OSP has had total control of the map. Hunter holds down the middle of it and allows a 3-cap across the A, B, and C points here. Missiles from
fishtails out. These are command primary. Yeah, those aren't going to see the ship here. They're just going to fly and do nothing.
Swing and a miss, maybe running out of fuel even, or getting 20 milled. Yeah, it's clean up there.
Oh, but that being said, Hot Rod finishes up the liner on E point.
Right.
It is structure broken. 1 restore. All of its guns are gone. Any 450 shell into this thing is just going to kill it.
Just waiting to be collected on. That's what you want to see. The starting of the fight with the 450, the Hot Rod kind of supportive fleet there, swings the fight. It's just on your front lines to put it in the dirt proper, nail in the coffin.
ANS really needs to commit to a push. They're going to have a... looks like Limos is getting the 4-cap there. Yeah, securing A with that tugboat.
So there's the concern here now as we see the 250 is going to be biting into Highball's Axford over here. A little plasma as well.
Right, it has been plasmid on the front. And that big flat plate by the Mark 68.
Instantly,
massive bullet
big
magnet.
guns taken
yeah, there
out.
Goes the gun.
Yep. 250 AP, very good at this for the large hitboxes. Some rockets
and
for
Vulture,
good measure as Vulture comes from
Vulture
above.
commits with rockets. Do they have bombs? They
Yes,
have
they
bombs.
do, and they're authorizing
they are
onto target.
Up. I think the defender on the top of this Axford knocked out. Nothing to stop these bombs from going through, and that actually
Punished for the Greedford. It is out of here. So it is worth noting, though, that OSP did kind of pay for that. The Sunk Moose, the Plasma Throngler is, I believe, the term that we use for that. It is losing a lot of its plasma guns and has been structure broken, so might not survive to can open these other 2 Axfords. Still, though, that's like,
This monitor swarm does have plasma on it, though.
Ooh, good
and
point
they're
as
in
well
the
on
same
that.
area. These monitors should be able to put out enough plasma for the 250.
I was about to say as well, it's like, do you need to kill off these Axfords as they've relegated them to the outside of the map right now? And OSP still pretty healthy on the front line. 5 monitors and like 2 liners still is on more than these Axfords can put out for a good amount of time there. It's like Herman trying to get closer.
Is Kalmia drive tanking with these Axfords? Both of them have their drives positioned like directly towards the liners and monitors.
Might just be a heading thing.
Could be a heading thing. I don't know if that's intentional.
Whiplash and Raiders with that can tank with a drive, it's worth noting. Typically, you see that build done for like a reinforced style. A little bit of a weird one, but does exist.
I think this is accidental. I think that's a heading thing.
Most likely just Whiplash drive with no Dragonfly, gonna make these things turn super duper slow. Brain Bullet not even having the opportunity to fire because the jammer's committing on them, and the lack of sensors as the ANS cap fleet just kind of swept out there.
One of the monitors is locked. No comms jamming on these Axfords. They should be able to see it and open up.
See if they can get
Although
through
there
it
are
or
no
not.
fire, they don't have any fire orders.
Yeah,
These,
I think they're
these
just getting zoned out here.
Oh yeah, they lost the lock. Oh wait, no, they still have the lock on one of the monitors.
I think it's the little lock vet, the Carbonate from Highball that's doing that, able to provide
the lock vet has antenna. Is it being comms jammed? No. These Axfords should be more than able to see the monitors.
I think they just don't have the fire order. It might have just been tasked with like trying to get heading or other stuff set up. Unclear on that one.
Looks like they're going for B point by the looks of it.
D point cap being
look
attempted now.
Look at where the carriers are at C point. Look at this.
They're trying to go for it while everyone's distracted.
The levies headed C, while
ANS desperate with the 4-cap for OSP. Oh no.
C.
D point, like I was gonna say, developed now as that very wounded ship from earlier, still trying to limp its way over, getting more fires before it burns down. CIC is on 7%. His fire tick might kill this thing off. Still, Xenophon has a little multi-mission tug nearby.
Should be more than enough to deal with this. Yeah, oh, no, there goes the CIC from
Called
the fire. Oh, no.
Ripperonis.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
So, funny moment there as you mentioned the carriers from ANS going to see. Snipes also nearby. We might see these carriers just kind of square off against each other, trying to set on the point and exchange insults.
Carriers don't have any offensive weapons. They're just going to stare at each other, although the 2 the two carriers being sent from ANS to the C point are completely deplaned, so they have no defenses. Did either of these carriers have radar?
Don't think so. Probably
OSP
greeted to
one has a
hell.
bridge master.
No
the ANS
power
ones
for the
are
ANS.
the
No.
ANS ones are like maximum greed.
Xeno
carriers.
Xeno asking, did that just burn down? I didn't even shoot it yet. As the decapper gets killed off, just be like, wait, did that happen? That's gonna be a fun post game. Yeah, Quiz saying, yep, DC got killed a while ago. Okay, Hot Rod engages into Arbiter, and Arbiter gonna handily swing this one once they can get into Arc.
ANS just has no planes left to do much of anything here, as Snipes is just gonna be able to clean up the remaining craft that they have. One of the Axfords getting attacked by the monitors. It's broadside to him. That's not good.
Trying to fire its guns
range,
now, but
does have a fire order. Still getting these monitors with the jamming. Yep, none of them are detected. The Axford has no idea what it's trying to engage here.
As a Parallax could try and burn through. I thought one of them had an Illuminator on it. Might have been the one that got taken out. Let's check Brain Bullet. Yeah, no Illumination here to counter that jamming. Is one of the strengths of the Monitor Quintet that you can get the very small radar signatures of these. What's the signature size? It's I guess they got a little nearby, but it's about 10,000. You can hide that behind the jammers. One or two of them is enough. And at this range,
the rail's getting rushed down by one of Hunter's liners.
Yeah. I think OSP recognized and just they have free liberty to go anywhere they want. Hot Rod Flight committing some bombs on a railstone.
I mean, you might as well at this point.
Completely guts the thing in one strike there.
C point is going to ANS here, the carriers on the cap point.
Point contestant as well as Nick Capper versus the little gun tug from Xeno just hanging out down here.
E point looks like it's going to go into the hands of OSP here, the monitor stepping on the point, resecuring that 4 cap. As, this Axford is getting chewed up really quickly, being broadside to...
broadside lit up, focus fired by everything, multiple angles, no escape.
Hunter also committing one of their liners onto the B point to defend it. Oh, there's the surrender from Cosmic Express there, as it looks like Limos takes this 2-0.
It's going to be a 2-0 sweep with the elimination there, yeah. Interesting game they're developing. A lot of fighter furballage, a little bit of the cap war on D side, the front line kind of like committing, and then just like 3 Axers being held off by, what was it? Just like the scariness of the triple bulkers and then a 450 bulker and a cap lead.
Hunter positioned those liners very well. Was able to just put them on in a position to completely deny ANS from pushing.
All right, I think we go for post-game conversations now with the players and stuff there. Interesting stuff they're going to show how the map can be very dangerous if the enemy takes a center stage like that and then proceeds to zone you out, just keeping you on the outside like that. You don't have a good push angle in. ANS did have some tools, but just couldn't quite get them committed onto that, so they said head to event stage. All right, let's hop up there, shall we?
Stage. All right. I'll see you there.
The matches. Xenophon of Athens, WZ Snipes, Herman.
Hello, hello.
Hunter. One second, sorry, there's a lot of things moving. My Discord is actually shaking. The screen is physically shaking. This is quite disconcerting. Post-Medic. Alright.
Can we get Scape up on deck, please, too?
Oops. Sorry, I'm just looking to have the players up on the stage for now.
I've been banished.
So, first things first, thank you all for playing again. And congratulations to Limos. Commiserations to Cosmic Express. How do you guys find those matches?
It was really fun.
Yeah, they were good.
Those were really good matches.
I wish we had a bit more aggression in the first game, and I very much wish we did not let a single LN stop 3 heavy cruisers in their tracks. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that's kind of Honeycomb, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that map was still allowed in. I actually thought it got removed. But
does it have like any pathing bugs or anything? Because
no,
that's all that's killed maps.
No, it's just it just heavily favors OSP. Because of that, like, you can push mid with, like, liner groups and monitor blob, and if ANS tries to push into it,
there was
heavy
one
cruisers,
LN that if we had run over it, we could have continued to maneuver, but we let it stop us while we were waiting for fire support. I think it was Xenos.
No, the problem is if it's wedged in that corner like that, by the time you divert all your attention to actually swatting it, the rest of the team just collapses on you.
Yeah, it's a really that position in particular is really strong with that center spot, because then you just have a total crossfire on that east side.
Yeah, like it forces ANS to play the outside of the map, which makes it quite easy in your decision making on how to respond to them.
Yeah, no, we were really hoping for a bomb pick on that line ship, and we actually had apparently a bomb release issue. They lined up and just didn't drop for some reason the first round.
Two different occasions where I had the run up, I had the 2K, and I don't know what was being fired at my Tantos, but it was forcing them to switch to evade, which I think fucked with the bomb release.
It was probably the S1s.
Maybe.
Oh wait, on my liners?
On the one that was
on the midliners, when I made the pretty massive play, I figured everything in on that, and if I can remove the liners, then that makes it easier. And then I went for bomb release 1.7, and no.
I think it was the combination. Like I think there is something buggy going on with that. I won't I've been seeing some weird behavior, but I also think that because we also had craft there, when you do the lineup, they're flying in a straight line, and at like 300 meters, the Kudas just can't miss. So it like.
No, I know they can't. I didn't put all of them on bombs. I had I had ASF wings continuing to fight. Is what I
see. Okay.
I don't think the Kudas will fire. Well, I think they will, but I don't think they'll prioritize shooting the bomb Tanto if they're being harassed.
I don't know what the prioritization list is either, so it's hard to say.
Me neither. That was painful for the bombs.
You did structure break one of my liners, though.
Nice.
I saw it, and what made me kind of fucking annoyed at the end of the day.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know. It was fucking good on WZ.
Dude, I fucking hell died. Like, I lost all my craft. Like.
You think you hell died? I hell died.
Yeah, but I was also in Hunter's PD net. Like,
what PD net?
Exactly.
Why did you tell me to guard you? You're actually useless.
I had 6 bastions. Wasn't doing anything though. After just like immune to it.
I tried to bombshell stuff, but it doesn't.
No, it just doesn't anymore. I saw that though, and it did get me a little scared.
There was do a little bit of damage.
I mean, there was 5%. If you shoot into
into the
craft,
ball,
you can hit something.
Yeah. There was like a peak on Hunter that you were doing on, like towards our side of the map, towards Hunter, like you were like going around the rock to hit him, and I bombshelled there, and I saw you pull back there, which is like. I think it's more of a psychological counter, like bombshell, because it just doesn't do anything.
I wasn't paying attention to my beam, and when it was really like I misclicked and pathed it really outside the rock by accident.
Yeah, that beam DD was actually the one thing that I was a bit concerned about for the whole time that I was there. It was literally the only thing that I was, other than the craft, but you know.
The problem was like getting track on it was hard, and I was on like 7k away, just couldn't see it, so I just bombshelled it and did nothing to it.
Yeah, I was hoping to beam the sides of the liners from the rock, but by the time I got my attention back to it, it was really too far out. Also in the first match, I did manage to get a decisive engagement against the ANS craft, but I didn't really push on to try to find targets to strike against afterwards.
Yeah.
Were you in the carrier quiz?
I was the carrier in OSP carrier.
Right. Yeah, you did really well. That one fight with our fighters, like, you killed, fucking, how much was it? Like 20, 30 Tantos or something like that in that engagement. It was quite a lot.
Yeah,
but 2-to-1 disadvantage.
Yeah, just a lot of STMs and missiles.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's really powerful against that. So that was really good. I figured that by that point though, you'd spent so much time like getting ASFs up that you didn't have any strike at the time.
I did have some strike, but they went bingo by the time I won that engagement.
Right. Right.
No, and actually that first match, like, the monitor ball was a complete mispick, because Zeno with the CLs just flexing across the map, coming at us from every angle, was impossible to pin down.
Yeah, Yukon's good with CLs.
Yeah. If you had managed to catch me on one of the points, then I would have died immediately. Like, I would not have survived 5 minutes, but I just managed to sort of be, like, one step ahead.
Right, but with like a top speed of like 25 meters a second, like the Acellos would be there completely on their own.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, the Acellos do win that fight against the CLs, unless they have the crossfire with the CHs.
Right.
You managed to damage my CH there quite a bit, because I lost front thrusters and I couldn't kite as well. So I did take a bit of damage. I lost the turret.
I was trying to run you out of ammo more than anything. Sit in that sweet spot engagement range, because I didn't know how much AP you had, but I figured I brought more, because I had about 800 shells too.
Yeah, I mean, if I could shoot the amends, I shot those, and I think that worked out okay. And once the CLs actually got the crossfire, then yeah, it gets rough.
Yeah, that crossfire we got.
I was indeed down to. I was indeed down to 25 AP rounds there towards the end. So.
I was looking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the first game was pretty interesting because like I had 2 sundials, like high and low, but it felt like we didn't like have a lot of information on your positioning, which was really weird.
That is just exactly how we felt. Very funny.
Yeah. You'd craft like literally everywhere, but like I couldn't actually see any of your ships.
There was that MMT going around the left side, which like was just like hovering there just out of range of me for so long, and I had other things to do. I couldn't go kill it, but it was bothering me so much.
No, I enjoyed getting your natural, even if it costed MMT its existence.
Yeah, I mean, you had to make a play, and that was a very good one. It just wasn't one that could, because you know, distracted with DD.
It had nothing
it wasn't sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, good games overall, though. You guys played really well. I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that, so thank you.
I didn't thought you'd do a third match, though.
Unfortunate.
It's difficult.
Hey, if we'd gotten the third match, this could have been my promotion series if I didn't do it the other night. Oh, you bitey little shit.
Alright, well, again, thank you all for playing, and good luck to Limos in the finale. They'll be playing the 29th against either 1-800 Got Hellbombed or Colon 3. We'll be seeing them playing next week on the 22nd at 8 p.m. EST. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, everyone watching at home, to the casters as well, Scapegoat and Neko.
Who's the sponsors? Do we need to get to the sponsors?
We do not have any sponsors, sorry. No sponsors.
That was a bad joke. You do not need to bite me for my bad jokes. I know you're mad because I didn't win.
Okay, with that said, I will now force you all to leave.
Bye.
It's the end.
Bye.
Goodbye.